The US Navy has now sent a destroyer close to a contested island in the South China Sea that Beijing has fortified with military installations. The United States Navy's 7th Fleet has stated that the guided missile destroyer USS Milius has passed within 12 nautical miles of Mischief Reef in the Spratly Islands. This comes as the Chinese military entered a third day of a show of force around Taiwan yesterday. Earlier, China had increased its military presence around Taiwan in response to a brief visit by Taiwan's president to the United States. 3 days of mock drills, 3 days of activities being carried out by the People's Liberation Army to sort of surround Taiwan and test their war capabilities, to say the least. Joining us on the broadcast now is Ambassador Suresh Kumar Goyal, who's a former diplomat. Also with us is Major General A.K. Sivach. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us on the broadcast. Ambassador Goyal, if I can take my first question from you, sir, what do you make of, China's activities as far as Taiwan Strait is concerned? Of course, 3 days of uninterrupted and very, very significant activities that have taken place that have been carried out by the People's Liberation Army. But China, sir, says that this is just a warning to Taiwan against even thinking of independence. Your thoughts, sir?
Paridhi, it is a part of the party document in China that Taiwan is an integral part of China, and that the party and the country will make all efforts for reunification of Taiwan with China. They will want to make an effort towards peaceful reunification, but they have not ruled out the use of military force to get Taiwan. They have also given a deadline there, but by 2050, this project of reunification of Taiwan and China must be completed. Therefore, I think we must understand 2 or 3 things. Number one, China, unless, of course, there are many ifs and buts, unless geopolitics changes, unless the world order changes, unless there is peace between China and the US, unless so many things really. But given the current situation, the current geopolitics, China is not going to abdicate on its option to reunify Taiwan using force. It will keep the option of using force open all the time. USA is practically a security guarantor in Indo-Pacific. Japan, Korea, Taiwan. US has clearly indicated that they will come to defense of Taiwan in case it is attacked, even though they do agree that Taiwan is part of China. Therefore, what we are seeing here is a messaging. China has said that they will not give up on force. The US has sent a message that if you use force, we are there to defend Taiwan. I do not think that given the kind of current context, the use of force, at least for some time to come, is a realistic option. But this message will continue till there are other options available, or till China feels strong enough to take USA on and say that, all right, we will use force and Taiwan has to become part of China. But that moment is still very far off in the future. That is what it is really at the moment. Paridhi.
And so, talking about these live fire drills that are being staged by China, the question really is that what is the message that Xi Jinping is trying to send to the world? If I can just rope in, Major General A.K. Sivach also here. Major General Sivach, what do you think of Beijing calibrating its Taiwan response, so to speak, carrying out these live fire drills? I mean, they've practically sealed off the island in these drills, as part of these drills. That's what they're trying to do. Should this be concerning the world? Should this be worrying the world? Or is this just a knee-jerk reaction because of the Taiwanese president's visit to the United States?
Yeah, Parji, I see 2-3 issues. There is no doubt about it. The China has been always reacting like this whenever some help is given by US or some dignitary visit. Last time when Nancy Pelosi has visited Taiwan, that is again time they carried out some exercises, a very, very aggressive exercise. At the same time, this time Tsai Ing-wen has gone to US and the Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, has met, and this time they are doing slightly upgraded. This time they are simulating an attack on Taiwan. That is a cause of worry. It means in these 3 days they have done a real time and live practice as to how do they take Taiwan in case if the go ahead is given. So therefore that is a very important message they are sending. Of course, it is a messaging. One should understand as far as US is concerned, though there is a strategic ambiguity, they accept one China policy. At the same time, US has made it very clear, if China forcefully try to take Taiwan, America will go all out to help Taiwan. It is not a question of only Taiwan. There are 3-4 more regions. One is, in case US does not openly come in support of Taiwan, then it's basically allies like South Korea, Japan, they will lose confidence in US. And second thing is that as far as Taiwan is concerned, it is sitting in a Indo-Pacific, the mouth of Indo-Pacific, where 70 to 80% trade goes. So US can never allow today Taiwan being forcibly taken by China. So the situation is, I suppose for China, that window of taking forcefully is closing very fast. Because the type of defensive, the type of the weapon system which is given to Taiwan are colossal. The air defense system is got third Tammany altitude area defense system with Patriot missile. It has got F-22 Raptor, F-35. Then every time there are 2 aircraft carrier group, USS Nimitz and USS Ronald Reagan in South China Sea. So therefore, it is not that easy. I do agree on one issue that Taiwan is a small island nation. It does not have strategic depth. Notwithstanding that, it is not like Taiwan, it is not like Ukraine, which has got a land boundary. Here, the attack can only be through either by sea or by air, which will be very difficult. I suppose whatever China is doing a messaging, putting tremendous pressure on Taiwan, trying to tell that we can also take you forcefully. But the chances of China making this mistake of trying to take forcibly, I don't think it exists. China also knows it, that it will be a very difficult task, and economically they will go down by 10 to 15 years if there is a direct confrontation between China and US.
All right. Major Sivaj, very interesting, sir. You pointed out the fact that, you drew a parallel with the Russia-Ukraine war and Russia's invasion of Ukraine. If I can also rope in Ambassador Goyal here. Ambassador Goyal, really quickly, sir, I just want to ask you, now the United States, of course, has said that they're going to come out and support Taiwan in whatever way needed, in whatever way possible, if at all China, decides to sort of try to invade the island nation. But, sir, what are the lessons that we learn from Russia's invasion of Ukraine? Is there anything that has happened there that can be applied here? Any lesson, that we can keep in mind going ahead?
I would not like to draw a parallel between Russia and Taiwan, China. In the case of Russia, Ukraine, the conflict arose basically because of several factors like expansion of NATO, Ukraine trying to join NATO security perimeter, Russia trying to secure its own boundaries, etc. Russia has never been comfortable with NATO coming close there, and USA as leader, as part of NATO, has to come to defense of European region, and they have agreed to support Ukraine. In the case of Taiwan, the issues are very different, but there would be a linkage, not a parallel. The linkage would be really that because if in the case of Russia-Ukraine war, that war protracts for a longer time, then it would encourage, because of China and the Russia coming together, it could, I will not say it would, it could encourage China to be more adventurous in the region and face the world with even heightened military postures. That is a risk. And then if Ukraine and Taiwan take place at the same time, then there is a greater danger of a greater war within the world. I do not think that China has the capacity, military capacity at present, to undertake that kind of an adventure. Therefore, one can only hope that they be careful, but you never know.
Yes.
You never know what decision the governments take and the leaders take. One can only hope that they will be wiser and they will not really try to link it.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.